Hello everyone, welcome back to another workout video. So this is following along from the series. We are doing pull. So remember I mentioned we're doing push, pull, legs, even though this is going to be the pull version, section of the video. What I'm going to do is, again, just give you every single exercise, explain why I do certain things, give you some hints, some tips. And with this routine, with pull, it's going to be covering shoulders, back, chest, arms. And then push will be the same thing. Everything in a pull action. That's just basically what it means. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you do enjoy this video. And any feedback is always welcome. Let's go straight into the warm up. Let's go, it's freezing cold.
3 exercises will be a triple set, starting with face pulls. This is one of my go-to before any pull session. A great way to prep your shoulders for the session and also strengthen your scapula and rear delt. Performing this in a half kneel for better stabilization to allow you to fully engage with the exercise. Notice how I shrug my shoulder blades back first before pulling the rope. That is to get some scapular engagement during the exercise. With face pulls, I like to pull the rope just above my forehead, almost like I'm performing a double bicep pose. Hopefully some of you know what that is. Superset with cable rope pullovers. Now I know what you are thinking. This is the weirdest way to perform the pullovers. And yes, it looks strange, but trust me on this, it's a great way to perform the pullover to really feel your lats working during the exercise. Start with a long cable rope and keep your arms straight. You want to lean forward as you can see in the video and make sure you pull the cable down to bring you all the way up. This allows the lats to work in a full range of motion, and make sure to keep the weight light so that you aren't just using your forearms and biceps during the exercise. Here's a tip. Before pulling the rope, I want you to focus on squeezing your lats first before you pull the rope down. Keep that contraction throughout the movement every single rep. When you get to the top of the pullover, squeeze your lats. You know what's coming, like it owes you money. Every single rep. Give this a try and let me know how you find it. And then the triple set will be a cable rope crunch. Before you start, make sure your knees are hip width apart and an arm's length away from the cable machine. When performing the crunches, watch how I keep my hands close to my head and elbows in. I want you to come down towards your hips and almost round in your upper back. Notice how I also don't come all the way back up to keep my core engaged even at the top. Before crunching down, I want you to take a deep breath in and engage your core. Basically, I want you to breathe as much air into your stomach and then tense your abdomen. And keep that tension when coming all the way down. At the bottom, breathe out all the air from your stomach and then squeeze your abs as hard as you can. Repeat this every single rep. I often see people just performing the crunches without actually engaging their core, which is the main purpose of this exercise. On to the next exercise, the incline bicep curl. This is one of my favorite exercises to perform for growing your biceps as it targets the long head of the bicep. Keep the bench at a 45-degree angle. Now I have had questions. Why not perform this sitting upright? Well, laying down simply makes this exercise harder. It allows for a greater range of motion. I like to make sure to not fully extend at the bottom to keep constant tension on my bicep. And at the top of the bicep curl, squeeze your biceps as hard as you can and keep that contraction throughout the eccentric phase of the exercise, as in when going back down with the dumbbell. The tempo is key with this one. Tempo means time under tension, because we want to keep the biceps under tension for longer to force the bicep to recruit more muscle fibers when performing the curls due to the continuous time under tension of the exercise. Tempos are a great way to add progressive overload into your training. Superset that with the single arm dumbbell rows, a great exercise to help develop your lats. Watch carefully how I perform this, as most people I find do these wrong. Notice how I bring my arms forward towards the bench before rowing the dumbbell up. This is to increase range of motion and also stretch my lats out before rowing up. Also notice how I engage my lats first before rowing up, just like we practiced during the face pulls. This is a great way to make sure your lats are working hard during the row and not just your forearms and biceps. So engage your lats first, row up. If you struggle with how to engage your lats, just think about rowing the dumbbell up with your lats first, then your arms follow along. At the top of the row, contract your lats and keep that tension on your lats throughout the eccentric to keep it under tension when performing the exercise. Make sure to use a sensible weight when performing rows. I have seen countless people using ridiculously heavy weight, and all that's doing is just working your forearms and biceps, which is counterproductive. Remember, no ego lifting. Next, we have single arm lat pull downs. If you have a machine like this, then using a cable attachment works wonders. Performing single arm pull downs allows you to work both sides equally to avoid imbalances. Make sure you engage your lats first, just like the rows before you pull down. I want you to focus your mind on pulling the weight using just your lats before your forearms. And also, just like the row, make sure you contract your lats and keep that contraction throughout the period you perform the exercise, every single rep. Make sure you bring your elbows down and just by your lats or a little bit further out from your lats. This is to make sure you are fully engaging and contracting your lats at the bottom of the movement. Placing your hands on your lats when performing the exercise can sometimes help you engage them when performing the exercise. Training back is difficult as we can't see it, but that's where mind-muscle connection comes into play and visualization is key. Superset with dumbbell lateral raises. With lateral raises, make sure you don't go too heavy. You want to engage your lat, yes, seriously, and keep your chest up. Avoid slouching forward when performing the lateral raise. Avoid raising your elbows past your shoulders, as it then just becomes more a trap workout. Also focus on controlling the eccentric tempo. The reason I mentioned engaging your lats is that it automatically forces you to engage your shoulders too before performing the raises. I want you to avoid using your lower back, so basically avoid using any form of momentum to bring those dumbbells up. Make sure your shoulders are the only thing doing majority of the work. Next triple set will be on the cable machine, starting with cable bicep curl. I like to lean back slightly to increase range of motion and a split stance position for better stability. When performing the curls, notice how my elbows aren't moving too far forward and keeping my arms close to my body as possible, making sure my biceps are doing majority of the work. Also, the split stance is strategic as it stops you from using momentum, as in your lower back, when curling the rope up. Again, focus on tempo and stick to it as much as possible. Also, remember to take notes of weights you used and aim to go slightly heavier, whether it's this session or the next, to make sure you are getting stronger in all your lifts. Superset with cable front raises. These are great for your front delt. You want to make sure that you have the cable between your legs and lean forward slightly. Now, you probably by now know why I am leaning forward. This is to, yes, increase range of motion, but also stops me from using momentum to perform the exercise, making it even harder. The cable should be between your legs and have your feet hip width apart for stability. When raising the cable up, notice again how my elbows stop when it's aligned with my shoulders, and then a nice controlled eccentric down. Really focus on pulling that rope up with your delts. And the triple set will be a tricep cable kickback. This is a great exercise to develop your triceps. Now, I know people like to perform kickbacks with dumbbells, but a cable is far better as it keeps the tension on the triceps during the eccentric and concentric portion of the exercise. Make sure to keep your elbows as close to your body as possible. With my grip, I like to use what I call a false hook grip. This is to make sure that I am not only just using my forearms, but making sure that I engage and focus on pulling that cable with my triceps. Make sure to squeeze your triceps as hard as you can at the top. Say it with me one last time, like it owes you money. Every single rep. Once again, focus on controlling that eccentric tempo throughout, no cheating. For those of you that enjoy the conditioning like I do, cross lifter style, then add this to the end of your session. It's a nice and quick WOD, which is 21-15-9. So 21 cal on the ski. If you don't have a ski, you can use an assault bike or a rower. 21 reps dumbbell snatches. And 21 pull-ups. Then 15 reps on all three exercises and finish with 9. Side note, if 21-15-9 is too much, you can scale down to 15-12, 6 reps. That's it, nice and simple. Keep a score of your time, then you have a goal for next time you try this WOD again. Thank you again for watching another one of my workout videos. Please make sure to leave a like as it helps my channel and also means a lot more people can get free workouts too. And hopefully you find this workout or any of my tips useful. Thank you again for watching, and until the next video, peace out.